Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full review for this Moto G 3rd generation. And I have been using this Moto G 3rd generation for almost 10 days now. And I have to say, it's a very good device by Motorola. In fact, if you follow me on Twitter, earlier I was not that impressed with the Moto G 3rd generation, because if you just look at the specs point of view, the specs do not look that incredible, I would say. But again, I have to say I was so wrong. When I started actually using this device, I have to say Motorola did a very good job. And it's the small details and the small things that Motorola have done that makes this device incredible. I won't go over every aspect of this device like its physical overview, etc., because I have already covered all those aspects in my unboxing overview, and I've also posted other videos on this device covering its various other aspects like its gaming performance and even camera review. Links for those videos will be in the show notes. And regarding the availability, this product is sold in India exclusively via Flipkart, and we do get this model in two variants. The basic one comes with 8 gigabytes of storage, but don't go for that because that has just 1 gigabyte of RAM. Instead of that, I would say add 1,000 rupees more and go with the 16 gigabyte model that sells for 13,000. That has 16 gigs of internal storage and 2 gigabytes of RAM. The one that I'm using is also the 16 gigabyte variant, and I have to say Motorola has done a very good job. Again, if you look at this device, it does not feel that much different from the earlier generations of the Moto G, but Motorola has made some subtle changes. For example, they have really improved the camera. Also, in terms of the in-hand feel, it has been greatly improved. Now we have this textured back, which does provide a lot of grip. And also when we open it, again, still the battery is sealed inside, but they have improved the battery. And this new Moto G has a 2470 milliamp hour battery. And I would say in terms of the battery performance, even at the end of the full working day, I would say the battery lasted me easily, and at the end of the day I still had around 15% battery life. And in terms of screen on time, I could get easily around 4 hours of screen on time. And so in terms of battery life, Motorola has really improved. Another thing that I've noticed is that now the back again opens, but again the battery is not user replaceable. But this new Moto G 3rd generation is IPX7 certified. That means it's water resistant. So accidentally, if this phone falls into water, you don't have to be worried. It will easily survive. Also, if you're coming from the earlier generations of the Moto G, it's slightly on the heavier side. This weighs 155 grams. But again, still I would say Motorola did a very good job. The in-hand feel of this device is very good. We still have that dimpled, Motorola back over here. And the in-hand feel is really good. Now, let me actually divide this phone between the pros and cons. I have made a list of pros and cons, so let me go over that so that you can decide if this phone is for you or not. The first thing is regarding the build quality. I have to say the build quality is really good, and Motorola has done a very good job. There is no creaking noise or anything like that. It feels like a very premium built device. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the back is now a lot more grippery, so the in-hand feel of this device is really good. Now if we move towards the headphone jack, and if you listen to a lot of music, you'll be really happy with this new Moto G, because the audio output via the headphone jack is very good. And I did test it with a variety of headphones and even a lot of earphones, and I have to say the audio quality that I was getting from the headphone jack was incredible, because in terms of the music output that I got, this was one of the best that I've seen among many other smartphones. So if you listen to a lot of music, you'll really enjoy the sound output via the headphone jack. Now, one thing that I have noticed with this new Moto G is that it no longer has a physical LED notification light. Motorola has replaced that with the Moto display, like we get on the Moto X series. So whenever you pick up the device, or if you get a notification, it just lights up, and if you have any notification, you can just tap on that and read the notification. So we have that Moto display instead of the physical LED notification light. Now if we move to the cellular call quality, and if you have watched my earlier reviews of the Moto G 1st generation and the 2nd generation, I always complained about the cellular call quality, but Motorola has really improved the cellular call quality on this new Moto G 3rd generation, and I have to say the cellular call quality on this new Moto G3 is excellent. I would rate it 9.5 out of 10. It's loud and clear. Also, this new Moto G has 4G LTE support, and I did test it with 4G and it worked perfectly fine with 4G LTE. Also, as I did mention, in terms of battery life, the battery life is also really good. It can easily last for a full working day. Now, if we move towards the camera, we have a new 13 megapixel camera, and I have to say the camera performance has really improved on this new Moto G3. As you can see from the sample shots, outdoor shots come out to be really good, but even when we move to indoor lighting conditions, the pictures are decent. Yes, it's not extraordinary, but still I would say the camera performance of this Moto G 3rd generation is very good. In fact, you can check out the dedicated video that I posted regarding the camera performance for more sample shots and videos. Also, as I mentioned, it is water resistant. And when we move to the speaker, though it is not having a stereo speaker, the speaker is just here at the bottom, but the speaker is loud and clear. Also, lastly, it's the common thing with the Moto series. You get almost stock Android-like experience, and it handles the phone very fluidly. I did not notice any lagginess or anything like that when I was using the phone, and I never felt that I was using a sort of a mid-range device when I was using the phone. So the overall experience is really good, and it handles Android L without any issues. Now, let me talk about some of the things that I did not like about this device. Those are the cons. The first thing is regarding the screen. Though it still has a 720p HD screen, that's not a problem, but I would say the screen quality could have been improved. Yes, it's a marginal improvement over the earlier generation of the Moto G, but still it has a slight yellowish tint. And also in terms of contrast, I would say the screen quality could have been slightly better. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I do feel that the screen quality could have been better considering the competition does offer better screen quality. Also, as it's stock Android experience, we have this quick toggles, but these quick toggles are not customizable. So what you have is what you get. And let's say if you want to add something here, that is not possible. And even for simple stuff like let's say if you want to toggle the mobile data on or off quickly, you have to always go inside the settings. Also, again, as I mentioned, it just has a single firing speaker, so we don't have that stereo setup. Some of you have asked me, does USB OTG work? Yes, USB OTG does work on this new Moto G3. Also, one thing I have noticed is that the new Moto G3 does not have any quick charging support. Even with the 2 amp charger that is supposed to be a fast charger, it takes almost 2.5 hours for it to charge. Also, as I mentioned, we don't have any physical LED notification light. So if you are used to that, you will be missing that. Also, when we move to the front facing camera, though it's a 5 megapixel shooter, I do feel that the front facing camera performance was sort of just average. Yes, in outdoor lighting conditions, it does a very good job. But when we take pictures in indoor lighting and artificial light, the camera performance was not that great in my opinion. Also, in terms of sensor, it has all the important sensors except the gyroscope sensor. So as you can see, overall I would say this Moto G3, overall if we take into account the pros and cons, still I would say this Moto G3 is a very good device. And yes, on paper it does not feel that it has very high-end specs, but once you start using the device, you will just forget about the specs, and it's the end user experience that really counts on the Moto G3. And this is one of those rare devices in 2015 that I really enjoyed using it, and I actually enjoyed it so much that I didn't feel like removing my primary SIM from this device. It's overall a very good device, and yes, again, as I mentioned, the specs are not cutting edge, but again, once you start using the phone, it's the end user experience that really counts, and Motorola has done a very good job in that respect. So if you are in the market and you're looking for a mid-range device, do certainly have a look at this Moto G 3rd generation. But again, don't go with the 8GB variant. Just go with the 16GB variant, because this one comes with 2 gigs of RAM. And if you're planning to purchase this device, do use my link. It'll be in the YouTube show notes. It does help the channel. And again, don't forget to watch the other videos that I've posted on the Moto G3, covering its various other aspects like its gaming performance and the in-depth camera review. Again, I do hope this video was helpful. If it was helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.